I'm Jasmine Farmer. I'm a senior nursing major. I'm from LaGrange originally.
I'm Conrad Clevenger. I'm a senior mathematics major, and I'm from Locust Grove, Georgia.
I remember the first day that we were down there, we were a part of a festival. They called it the Black Nazarene, and there was about 5 million people in the city of Manila just crowded on the streets, and you would see trash on the streets, little kids 2 to 4 years old just walking around by themselves, no parents.
The Manila North Cemetery is really interesting. It completely, I don't know about you, but it completely caught me off guard and a lot of people. So basically you have, I forget the number.
I think they said 10,000 people.
10,000 people living in, I believe it's 133 acres, the cemetery is. There's these large structures, a lot of them are gorgeous and very clean, and these people live in these structures with the tomb inside the structure, and they have a deal with the family that as long as they're out when the families want to come visit and they keep the tombs clean, it's like a contract that they're allowed to live there. However, the government of Manila doesn't like the cemetery, and so if you live inside the cemetery, you're not considered a citizen in that you can't vote, you don't have access to education, which is a huge thing that KKFI works with, is taking these kids in the cemetery that don't have access to education and getting them an education. They have a spa program where they teach these teenagers and these students in the cemetery, they teach them a skill of massage therapy so that they can, they can move out and they can have, they can make an income for themselves. And so, yeah, it's really interesting though. It's completely different than we expected.
The nursing group portion of the trip was to go to Mary Johnston's hospital, and we only got to spend one full day there, but I think that was enough to just see all the changes and different things that they had going on there. Their lack of technology was something that was mind-blowing to all of us. They still use paper charts, so all of their vital signs, all of their IV drips and everything, that has to be watched on a daily on a regular basis. You have to keep going in there and checking on your patients. But what I really enjoyed about it was seeing how caring the nurses were. If somebody was, getting ready for a surgery or in excruciating pain and they just wanted somebody to pray over them, the nurses would go in there and just hold their hand and say, it's okay, and pray with them and stuff. And I thought that was really an awesome thing, because here in the United States you don't really see that. Nurses are so busy with all their patients, it's kind of like an in and out thing. So that was one thing that I thought was really, really different and something that I would like to, try to do as a nurse. And I specifically worked on the OB floor, which is something that I want to do too. So I got to work with mothers and their babies, and I got to, give some baths, and I helped give shots to a brand new baby that had just gotten born. So that was really cool. And just seeing how some of the families reacted when they saw a foreigner come into the room was really surprising and really funny. But they were like, "Oh my gosh, a foreigner's in here, please hold my baby."
The Philippines is an absolutely, just a perfect place for the college to be. It's a place far away, but it's a place where a lot of English is spoken, and so it's a place you can bring students to and where you can have a real impact. So that's really awesome. And then the fact that KKFI is a Methodist organization and that we're a Methodist college, I think is a really cool connection. I know KKFI would take in, colleges of another denomination, but it is really cool to see the Methodist Church overseas and see what it's doing.
Just being able to, talk in person is definitely something that I think we should kind of just start going back to instead of using, our cell phones all the time. So definitely just being able to communicate with people one-on-one and, trying to be happy on a daily basis instead of just complaining about what I don't have. And I can just go back and think, I could be way worse off.